Hello, this is Princess Somnia, and welcome back to more Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode, we climbed all the way up here to the, I forget what this area is called, but it's overlooking Makna Falls here in Makna Forest. In Makna Forest, we're going to Makna make our way over to our Makna objective. God, that was a sentence that was hard to say, and also I did it all in one breath, and I'm not sure why, but whatever, let's just move on. This way. Anyway, yeah, we're going to make our way through Makna Forest and actually head towards the objective this time around and show off some of the things that make this area interesting and unique by changing to daytime, of course, because daytime is best time. For most areas, anyway. Oh yeah. You can get almost every area in Makna Forest at this point in the game, but we can't area complete it yet, so don't worry about it. For right now, at least, anyway. But anyway, yeah, let's cross Bridge 1 again, and this time let's actually follow the path we're supposed to instead of heading off on a tangent. Right this way. But anyway, yeah. We'll just follow this little pathway here. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a... Well, not that hard to see, but it's kind of hard to see that there's a path over this way. We've got Magna that we're actually high enough level to avoid now. I think these guys can buff themselves. I forget exactly what they can do, but I don't think they're that much cause for concern. We've got the Waypoint Beacon over here, which is another landmark. You gotta watch out though, because there's a level 96 nebula over there that will aggro if you use ether arts. And by the way, ether includes auras, so yeah, you really don't want to fight with Ryan or Shulkin, or Ryan or Dunban around in this area. Not close to the beacon anyway. So yeah. You're seeing a lot of like really high level enemies sort of scattered all over the place, which is interesting but also very dangerous. And speaking of interesting but also very dangerous, we have a Plasma Danos here. Normally I wouldn't stop to... Oh dear lord, this thing has two heads. That's just freaky. Anyway, ordinarily... And Velociraptor... Could you imagine a Jurassic Park Velociraptor with two heads? One is just terrifying enough. But two? They'd be smart enough to take over the goddamn planet. Anyway... Sorry, distracted. Plasma Danos. Normally I wouldn't stop to show off enemies like this, but the Plasma Danos is special. Let's see if I can show off what makes this thing so special. By knocking it to the ground. Yeah, you see there? Every time we attack the Plasma Danos when it's on the ground like this, we're taking damage. This is because the Plasma Danos has a topple spike effect. Basically, spike damage is... Well, actually, I feel like it might be in the tutorials. I haven't gotten a chance to talk about this yet, but you can actually view all the tutorials that you've seen so far pretty much on the fly. Yeah, we can't see it yet. But anyway, what spike damage does is that if you fulfill certain conditions for an enemy, it will inflict some sort of either straight up damage on party members that hit the enemy, or some other special status effect or something like that. The Plasma Danos, when toppled, inflicts spike damage on anything that attacks it. So yeah, it's actually really dangerous to knock it to the ground. You have to think a little bit more strategically and try to avoid breaking and toppling it instead. So yeah, it's a bit of a nice, neat tactical thing. I personally hate spike damage myself, but I thought the game warned you a little bit better than it warns you in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I don't think there are bosses that have really, really broken-ass topple or spike damage effects in this game. Like, no, I don't think there are very many constant spike damage effects during the main storyline, except for like some of the maybe more difficult bosses, and there are ways of mitigating spike damage using ether gems anyway, so at least the game kind of covers your ass that way, but still, spike damage is annoying, but I find it more manageable in this game than I did in Xenoblade 2. Usually. I forget exactly what stats spike damage is based off of, though. I'll probably have to look that up and throw it on screen later. But yeah. Another thing I don't think I mentioned is that during the little side questing episode, we actually got our hands on a couple more arts, like Serene Heart, which is an aura for Dunband that increases accuracy and evasion. Super, super useful. Tempest Kick, which is an ether art that removes buffs if used after Gale Slash. For Shulk, we actually did get one final art. This is the last art Shulk will learn by leveling up, by the way, so don't expect him to get any more. It's Battle Soul, which is bad. Okay, well, it's not bad, but the AI with Battle Soul is really bad. It sacrifices half of Shulk's current HP to fill the talent gauge up by 25%, which actually is pretty garbage, but yeah, don't use this. And if you have Shulk on the AI, absolutely remove Battle Soul from his arts palette, or he will literally just kill himself constantly to fill up the Monado gauge. It's better just to let Shulk build up the talent gauge with auto attacks than rely on something as unreliable as that. We also got Dive Sobit for Rhine, which reduces agility if used after Bone Upper. That's another bonus effect that we have there with arts combos. And we've got Covert Stance for Charla, which reduces aggro for her and prevents her from gaining more when it's active. Really nice if she's getting too much attention from healing constantly and you just need enemies to back off. But anyway, we've got some AP to burn here, actually, so I'm going to spend a little bit of it. Ooh! Wait. Whoa, we got Magnum Charge? Oh, dang. Magnum Charge is a very interesting art for Rhine. Basically what it does is you use it when your talent gauge is maxed out, and the next art that you use actually deals 1.5 times damage, or I think it scales upwards. It's actually a really interesting alternative talent art that you can equip in an arts button instead. So that's really, really cool. I don't actually know what I can switch out for that. I want to swap out Shield Bash for that, I think. Yeah, so let's go with that. I didn't know we had Magnum Charge, actually. I'm surprised. I thought we didn't, but... oh, well, there you go. Magnum Charge into Sword Drive is a really powerful combination, which is why I equipped it. Plus, Ryan builds up his talent gauge so quickly, I might as well. But yeah, this is, I think, the first time we've ever seen something like this. It's an art that has a condition based upon the talent gauge that isn't the talent art itself. Okay, so I just went ahead and upgraded a few of my arts. We're getting to a point where pretty soon I'm going to need to start buying art books to get our party more upgraded. A lot of the arts I like to boost have actually capped out on their AP, so yeah, we're going to need some art books coming up pretty soon. Like I said before though, Monado arts don't have art books associated with them. That would be very, very weird. Anyway, let's cross over Bridge 3. You don't have to cross Bridge 2 or Bridge 3, I just wanted to show off this area a little bit. There's an alternative pathway of just going straight down the pathway. So I guess this is the Well, you know what I mean. Since clearly I cannot English today, I'll just move along. Sometimes I English good, viewers, but today I cannot English good. Ooh. Let's not. Let's not. At some point between episodes, I think I'm going to have to start building up ether gems, but I kind of want to wait until after we've gotten some new equipment, because it's about this point where I really need, like, a lot of equipment with slots in them, so, yeah. But anyway, let's head on over this way. Ooh, what happened here?
Over there. Hey, are you okay? You.
Shulk, what's wrong? Another vision?
Kind of. I'm not sure. But first, she needs help.
You're right. Let's look for somewhere safe.
There, I see a clearing under a giant tree. We can easily watch for anything approaching.
Okay. I'll carry her.
She hasn't sustained any serious injuries, but her condition is far from stable.
Do you know what's wrong with her?
Her symptoms suggest ether deficiency. It's well known that Homs are strongly affected by ether levels in the environment. But I've never seen symptoms like this before. A sudden drop in ether content in the surrounding atmosphere causes a reaction. Symptoms range from fatigue to nausea. But in this girl's case...
What can we do?
We're gonna need water-type ether crystals. I'll load the crystals into a cartridge to shoot from my rifle.
Eh? You're gonna shoot her?
No, silly. I'll fire them into the air and the dispersed ether will heal her.
That's what I thought.
But the problem is the crystals. We can't just use any old crystal. They must be as pure as possible. This area must have a water source nearby. We should search there first.
I spotted a waterfall a little way back. What do you think, Charlotte? Would a waterfall produce pure crystals?
I can't think of a better place.
Then it's decided. I'll search for the crystals.
Hey, you're not going on your own.
I'll be okay. I need you to look after the group. We're short on water too, so I'll fill up our flasks.
Hey, good idea. Take care, man.
And now we're on our own. And unfortunately, this does mean we're going to be Shulk alone for a while. Fighting with Shulk alone is never a good idea because he's quite vulnerable to most forms of physical attacks. So I would recommend trying to avoid as many enemies as you can and just sort of making your way past things. But anyway, as we head on over to where our quest objective is, there's something I actually kind of wanted to talk about. Or not talk about, but something I just sort of noticed, really. It's not something that really came up in my mind the first time I played the game, but, like, Charlotte, Dunban, and Rhine are all actually really tanned. Surprisingly so. Like, more so than I think I would normally expect out of JRPG protagonists. And I mean, it makes sense, you know, all three of them are Defense Force soldiers, they'd be out and about a lot, whereas Shulk is pasty-faced because he spends all his time in the lab, or spent all his time in the lab. It makes sense, but it's something kind of, I guess, more unique about this game. Which is always nice, because there's a lot of unique things about this game. I'm fairly certain, not convinced, that, oh wait, we can? Oh, screw this, why am I walking then? I thought we were locked out of skip traveling for a little while. I know we can't go past where we were in the area, the game will block you off, but I didn't know we could skip travel. I thought it wouldn't let me. Anyway, you might be tempted to fling yourself down into the water down below, but trust me, you won't make it. Let's just walk. Use your own 2 feet for once, damn it. But Prince of Somnia, landing uses your own 2 feet. Yeah, actually, you're right. Landing does use your own 2 feet. See? There we go. We just splatter ourselves down at the bottom. I feel like I might aggro something on the way there, but there are ladders here that'll stop that from happening, so that's really nice. I'm really glad they decided to make ladders just de-aggro you. It's definitely a good quality of life decision. I almost died. That would have been hilarious. But anyway, yeah, as you can see here, our quest objective is just down at the bottom over here near where all this water is. That's where our pure ether crystals are going to be. Along with the Morrowind error exclamation mark. Oh, this is a landmark too. I purposely avoided coming here, by the way, so that I could show us getting here on foot. Otherwise, I would have just shown this off earlier. But there we go.
Huh? Who are you?
Hello there.
Hello?
How unusual. It is quite rare to see a Homs in this region. I suppose you're wondering why I am here in that case. Then permit me to introduce myself. My name is Alvis.
Alvis? My name's...
It's Shulk. Isn't it?
How did you know that?
Wielder of the Monado, defender of Colony 9, the hero that has every mechon running. You're famous amongst all Homs.
I know you from somewhere.
They're here.
Huh?
The Monado emits a particular ether wavelength in its ground state. It must have drawn them.
Huh? Oh! What are they? Alvis! Get out of the way! I'll deal with this myself. From the left? Then I'll go. Huh? How? Now, from above! It can't be! I saw its movements before it struck! How can it...
It is a Telethia.
Telethia?
They can read your mind. Whether you have a vision or not, if they know your next move, it's all in vain.
You know about my visions? How could you possibly...
There is only one way. Stop it in its tracks, then dull its perception.
No, Alvis! Stop! You don't know how to... Huh? A new symbol? That was... amazing.
I suggest you stop staring. The sword is yours to wield.
What was that light?
The Monado does not control itself. You control it.
I control it. By the light of the Monado. I will stop them.
And now it's boss time! We've got Alvis temporarily in the party. He has an unbeatable 6 gem, which means he can't die, but he's a guest character, so let's just keep that where it is. We've got a new Monado Art, Monado Purge! Basically what Monado Purge does, it removes a monster's aura and temporarily prevents them from activating another aura. Which is really, really important, because Telethia can activate a special kind of aura called Soul Read, which basically lets them evade everything that comes their way. It's really, really bad. But anyway, let's use Stream Edge to kind of get a hit on them, and now this Telethia over here is using his Soul Read. So, let's stop him doing that with Monado Purge! There we go, Aura Seal. So yeah, all Telethia enemies have the ability of activating Aura Seal, which is really damned annoying, but it's just something you're kind of going to have to deal with. Anyway, we've got this first Telethia over here dealt with. Let's target this one now. Let's see. Yeah, okay, this Telethia has Soul Read up, so There we go. Let's encourage Alvis, since he seems to need it somehow, even though I feel like Alvis is a little bit too badass for that, but whatever. Anyway, let's just keep whacking this Puerto Telethia a little bit. Give it a slit edge. Somehow Alvis is taking more damage than I am. I'm not sure how, but it's probably because I'm level 35 and probably dodging everything the Puerto Telethia is throwing at me, since I'm high enough leveled for that, but whatever. Let's just take care of that guy. This one has Soul Read active, so let's go ahead and purge it too. Monado Purge deals damage as well, and it also drains 75% of the talent gauge, so keep that in mind. Remember to fill up your auto attacks, or your talent gauge with auto attacks first, so that way if the Puerto Telethia activates its aura or again, you can very easily clear it. I think what the game doesn't tell you is that I'm pretty sure Monado Purge also strips an enemy of its spikes, so if we were having a lot of trouble with the Danos earlier, there is that.
Well, you see now, Shulk?
Thank you. Hey, wait a second. More importantly, where on Bionis did you learn to use the Monado?
They were not the primary Telethia. Merely its spawn. The primary Telethia dwells elsewhere in Makna Forest. Is it wounded? I see. The Telethia is hurt and lies in rest, wounded by a girl.
A girl?
The Monado is a divine sword capable of disturbing the very fabric of existence, of both the material and the immaterial.
Alvis, how do you know so much about the Monado? Who are you?
Shulk! Shulk!
Huh? That's Ryan. I'm over here!
Shulk, we looked all over for you. Thought you'd been eaten by the forest.
Sorry, Ryan. I got attacked by Telethia. If it hadn't been for Alvis, I wouldn't have survived.
Alvis? Who's that?
I'll introduce you. He's the one that... Alvis? But he was...
There's no one here.
I'm telling you, he was right here. He even taught me how to unlock a new power from the Monado.
Just you and me, Shulk. Ain't no one else around. You probably passed out from dehydration and dreamt this guy up. Come on. Wait till the others hear this.
He was here, Ryan. I didn't dream it. I'm not lying.
Okay. I believe you. And while you were having fun with your imaginary friend, did you find any ether crystals?
Yes. Good quality ones, too.
Perfect. Come on. We should hurry them back to Sharla. Hang around here long enough and we'll get whacked by an imaginary beast.
I'm not lying. Alvis, who are you?
An enemy that renders your visions useless. This forest holds many surprises. Not least creatures we've never seen before. And now we know there is another who can use the Monado.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet him.
So you weren't just having a sneaky nap then?
No.
I'm just saying. You and Dunban are the only ones I know that can wield the Monado. How would this guy know how?
Okay, locked and loaded. Everyone, stand back.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah, she's coming round. All thanks to our medic.
Are you okay?
Where am I?
Everything's fine. You're gonna be...
Get your hands off me!
Ah! Hey, watch it!
Forgive me. I did not mean to...
Sorry if we surprised you.
Are you the ones who helped me?
Well, something like that.
Excuse me. My name is Melia. Forgive my indiscretion. I have not had the pleasure of coming into contact with the male Homs.
Coming into contact?
Hey, Shulk, you're creeping this lady out.
Shut up, Ryan.
This large one is far worse.
Me?
Wait, that face though!
Melia, is it? How did you get here then? What, is there no one with you? I must apologize, but my situation does not concern you. And I shall not be divulging anything to common passers-by.
Duly noted, your ladyship. But if I were to be so bold, I'm guessing that you didn't come here alone. And you weren't just taking an afternoon nap.
And what, may I ask, are you doing here? It is rare to see Homs venture this deep into Makna Forest.
We're traveling to the head of the Bionis. We've got a long journey ahead of us.
The head of the Bionis?
We were just figuring out how to get there when we found you.
I see. Then permit me to return the favor by aiding you in your quest.
Really?
There is only one path to the head of the Bionis. It is the path that leads to Erith Sea.
So, this Erith Sea is at the head of the Bionis.
If you would be kind enough to escort me out of the forest, I will show you the way.
You do that? Thank you, Melia. I'm Shulk. Pleased to meet you.
Shulk. Ah, yes. Likewise.
She's a bit high and mighty. But she's a Homs too, right? Why is she here alone?
Ain't got a clue. Ask her yourself. I'm not good with her posh accent.
We shall travel to the Nopon village.
Nopon village? That's where we've been heading. We reckon it's our best chance of making it to the top.
Since inhabiting the region, the Nopon have been a great help. You can travel to Erith Sea from their village.
It's settled. We'll make our way to the Nopon village.
Very well. The Nopon inhabit a giant tree. If we follow this trail, we will be safe.
And now we get Melia in our party. Woo! Boy, I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. Why have I been waiting for that? Besides the spike damage tutorial that's actually finally coming up. Oh, well, thanks, game. Well, I'm glad they're actually showing up now. Oh, but yeah, there's counter spikes, which always happen. There's topple spikes, which happen when the enemy is toppled. There's proximity spikes, which just happen if you get too close. That sort of a deal. But yeah, like I was saying before, you can get rid of them by purging, using spike defense, and counter spikes are neutralized when the enemy is toppled. Anyway, yeah, we have Melia in the party now, and I'm really excited for that. Why am I so excited? Well, you'll just have to wait until the next episode to find out. See you guys then!